Hello, trading has closed on the 21st of October, 2024. We'll do our disclaimer, go over our calls, make some predictions. It's the trading plan for Tuesday, which is October 22nd, 2024. Please remember, my calls can be completely wrong. Any trade you make should be made at your own risk. Also remember, my system gives targets, it doesn't give entries. Well, we looked today for the pattern with the early low. We certainly got that. Tomorrow should have the early high. Just a reminder of what we said. We have a count compatible with a short-term top, but I think the market's going higher. I just want to see some lower prices first. Well, I had some lower targets. I got one of them, which beats nothing. I got 58, 28, 30, so we'll cross that one off the list. We usually get more than this because it's an ultimate target, but you don't really have to. Let's look at what happened during the day. MEJT said this move up was false, would retrace, said this drop would retrace. That's already played out. We closed essentially unchanged today, under 0.25%, so I just repeat my predictions from before. I'm ready for a drop here, but I really want to see us undercut these lows. And if that doesn't happen, I'm not going to risk money on it. I can change my mind about that, but that's the plan for now. Now, we're almost always going to see this 5804 targets, and we have some targets in the 5700s. But this really is a bullish pattern if it's maintained. I mean, we gap down, we hit a lower low, closed over the low, all these lows, even over this high. Now, it doesn't have to be maintained. I mean, if we open down here, then all the positivity goes away, and we could be off to the races on the downside. And I don't know where we're going to open tomorrow. But if we can maintain this, that's rejection of this break to the lows, support held, we should trade higher. It doesn't mean we close higher. It doesn't mean we have to start off higher. But if we don't have a big drop at the opening, it's a positive pattern. That's the way it goes sometimes. Well, Tuesday's pattern has the early high, which doesn't tell us where we open. We gap down, hit a lower low, but close over intraday lows. So if it's maintained at the open, it's a bullish pattern. Should lead to higher prices printing, regardless of where we close. Now, if the bears can gap and promptly undercut the low of the day, they might get something started on the downside. Despite the sentiment readings and the bearish influence from the calendar, they just haven't managed to do it. I mean, we're approaching one of the most negative calendar weeks of the year, which follows by a few months of very strong positive action. What I'd like to see is a drop over the next week, load up the truck with longs, and have us recover. But that's not what this pattern's indicating. It says we should trade higher tomorrow. Everything changes if we don't maintain this, but that's what it's saying now. So I don't know if I'm going to get what I want or not. It's a pattern with the early high. You keep this, we trade higher. Doesn't mean we have to close higher. I'd like to see a drop before any continuation of the rally, but so far I'm just not getting them. And that's today's call.